So thanks for coming out. Now look, I'm going to do sort of an abbreviated roadshow thing up here for about 30 minutes, then we're going to watch BONG 3D. And you all have your glasses, right?
Yep.
Scratch and sniff cards.
Yeah.
So look for on the bottom right-hand side of the screen, look for the number. When the number comes up, if it's number 3, you scratch number 3. You scratch it with your fingernail or with a coin, better a coin because your fingernail may sting for a week. All right. So you guys have seen all these clips. Have you seen most of these movies in this little promo thing?
Yeah. Woo!
All right. How about the movie with the little creature goober popping out of the toilet? Dude, it's The Converted. I love it. You were my kind of scum. Well, you know, many of you may not know this, but Ghoulies is the reason why I'm here tonight, really, and why I'm hanging out in front of you guys. And here's the true, and this is the story. I'll try to give the abbreviated version. You guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right, you never know. Looks so comfy out there. Like we should all have an orgy or something. Who shushed me? That's a good idea. All right, so it's the 70s, right, before most of you were born. And I'm making these movies, these B movies. Pictures like Tourist Trap and, you know, gosh, so many of them. Laser Blast and Crash and The Daytime Ended. These were movies that were truly B movies, and I caught the tail end of what was, at that time, the theatrical release business for B movies. Big movies would come out, the A titles, right, the big studio film, and the B movie was a movie like something that I would make or Roger Corman would make. It would be the more lurid, weird B side of the double bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. And, but back in those days, talking about 75, 76, 77, 78, kind of the end of the 70s, it was toward the end of an era because videos soon would happen and all the downloading and uploading and streaming and all the stuff today where we have access to anything we want pretty much at any time we want. But back then, the only way you could see these movies, these weird movies, was going to a drive-in or your local movie theater. And a lot of people went just to the B movie. And the only way you would find out about the B movie back then, because there was no internet or nothing, rarely even television, you would go to the theater and see whatever you were looking at, and you would have this really cool movie poster, usually a hot chick that's getting like attacked by some monster or creature or critter. And if the title was good and the hot chick was hot and the creature was weird, it was like perfect. And then you would go, my God, I gotta go see that weird movie. So that's what we were doing in the 70s. And the only way you'd make money was by ticket sales. So you would get a smaller split of the ticket sales. So I was making these movies one at a time. I was super getting ripped off because at the time the distributors, I was just a filmmaker guy, I wasn't a distributor guy. So the filmmaker was sort of beholden to the distributor who was the one who booked all the theaters across the country. And I had this pattern where I would make a movie, really difficult, raise the money, give my precious movie to the distributor. And they were always like your best friend in the beginning, dude, they don't say dude, they said, we're gonna make you a ton of money, it's gonna be great, we're gonna split up the profits and blah, blah, blah. And I go, okay. They would usually give you a small advance, which covered part of your costs, and that was it. And you would never hear from them again. Basically, they would play the film. All my movies did pretty well. You would never get a report. If you did, it would have like some crazy deduction. So I'd done this 7, 8 times in a row. It's almost 1980. I'm totally like, you know, I want to make tons of movies. I want to be prolific. I wanted to make a lot of films. And this was not working for me. So I had a close friend at the time who, he was a real ace trailer campaign guy. He's the guy who would invent a way to sell a movie. And what he was famous for back then is he did the original campaign for Star Wars, the original trailer. Again, for the 4 people here who went to see Star Wars in the theater in like 76, whenever it was. Yeah. 76! Hated it. You would see this trailer and it was just awesome. No one had ever seen anything like it before, and this exploding sun, and it was like, wow, Star Wars looks great. So I went to my friend Gary, and Gary was a super incredible pothead. I mean, this is a guy who never, I don't know how people get up in the morning and the first thing they do, they don't even reach for a glass of water, they just reach for a joint. And this goes on all day, and he was a super pothead, somehow was able to function, and had always good advice. So I called him and I said, Gary, I don't know what to do. I'm making this movie, this little horror film. And, you know, I'm thinking, maybe I should try something different, because every time I make these movies, these distributor dudes, they like just really fuck me, you know, what do I do that's different? He said, dude, here's what you gotta do. You gotta distribute your own movie. I go, yeah, I'm not a distributor. He said, it's nothing. You get a guy who knows, you pay for the prints, you pay for some advertisement, you book the thing, then you control the money, otherwise you're just gonna get screwed all the time. I got a great guy in New York, you should call him. So I'm thinking, well, okay, it's worth a phone call. And I was finishing this movie just in post-production. It was Ghoulies, okay? Although at that time I didn't have that title. So I called this guy up. I can't do the New York accent thing, but he was one of these old salty guys who, he just bottom lined it. He said, you know, I've been doing this for 60 years. Take a shot. I hear the movie's pretty good. Gary saw some footage. You know, it just costs you $250,000. I said, fine. He said, there's no $250,000. He said, how much did you raise for the movie? I said, well, probably $350,000. By the way, back then making these movies were more expensive than today. Today, all this technology and it's all cheap. Back then, you had to rent the cameras and 1,000 lights and film. It was a whole deal. He said, well, you spend $350 on the movie, raise another $250 and distribute it. If you do well, if it works, you'll make all the money. You can make millions of dollars. But if it doesn't work, you're fucked. Just take a shot. So I'm thinking, okay, working and money, not working, fucked. How do I do this stuff? So I'm decided I'm going to do it. I can't keep making these movies and giving them to distributors. So I went out, I raised the money, I don't know how I did it, and that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money today. This is like 1980, or 81. I raised the money, I called him up, and said, I've got enough of this money committed. Now what do I do? He said, what you do is you send me the print, let me look at it, you better get yourself a fantastic campaign, something different, something people are going to stand up and notice. I go, well, okay. I got Gary. Gary's like the ultimate campaign dude, so I thought I'd give him a call. And I did, and I said, Gary, look, you pushed me in this direction, but now I need your help. You've got to come up with, or we've got to come up with a great way to sell this film. He said, dude, come on over, we'll smoke a bone or two, or 4 or 5, and we'll drink some wine, and we'll get all excited. And I said, okay, well, but we need to come up at the end of this evening. We're on a real tight time frame with an idea, a way to sell the movie. So I called my New York guy, I said, look, you're lucky, all right? This was like August, September. He said, in October, we have this huge opening in Manhattan. True, you could test the movie elsewhere and spend much less money, but then you may not catch that window. You can go into Manhattan, 100 prints, spend about $250,000, $300,000. If it works, you will make so much money. You can roll those prints all over the country. Go for it. Get a great campaign. Let me see what it is. I think we have a real opportunity here. So I go with Gary. We get into his little bizarre house. He's like totally high and totally weird and funny. And there's hours before we even talked about the damn thing. And finally he said, look, I have this idea. I don't know if you're going to like it, but here it is, okay? I've seen your movie. It's pretty good. Got these fucking little goobers and creatures and shit. What if we do a piece of art where this ghoulies coming out of the toilet, and the copy line is, they'll eat your ass? I'm like, dude, that's fucked up. That's not going to work. First of all, you can't say that. We got to get print. We got to have trailers. We have to have TV spots. That's not going to work. He said, all right, we'll clean it up a bit. We'll do something else. We won't say they'll eat your ass, but I don't think there's anything wrong with a ghoulie popping out of a toilet. That's not like X-rated or anything. I said, oh, okay. So hours later, he said, how about they'll get you in the end? Okay. That's kind of cool. That's kind of poetic. And I said, okay. So we were all excited, and we put this thing together, and we sent it to my guy in New York. And he called me, he says, this is the damnedest, weirdest campaign I've ever seen. But it may work. But you got to get that rating. Unless you get that MPA rating and that green band, you can't play this thing. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. I said, well, how do I do that? He said, what do you mean how you do that? All your movies are rated. You go to the rating board, you pay the bucks. All these old ladies that get together and they watch your movie. It's a bummer. They'll probably tell you to cut stuff out. And they'll give you the rating. Hopefully you'll get the green band. Put on an act. Tell them it's a comedy. Tell them it's something that they're not looking at. Just get that green band, because then we can book this stuff everywhere. So I go there and I fill out the form and I meet the head lady, kind of a lucky moment. And I just did my best routine and said, look, I've made movies, you've rated them through other distributors, I really need your help. I need this rating on a Monday. I need your help. The gal goes, a lot of us are sick this weekend. It takes usually 4 of us, but I have one gal who can come in. I'll look at it over the weekend. you like the movie, it's kind of funny, and you got your movie. These spots during Saturday morning cartoons. I can play them anywhere. Cartoons late at night, and all the spots ended with this movie popping out of the toilet. They'll get you in the end. And that was our print campaign. Full page in the New York Times. Ghoulies, they'll get you in the end. Those nasty fucking ghoulies popping out of the toilet. And all these TV spots are running. Now it's about 4 days before opening. I call my guy. He said, there's a good buzz. I think we're going to do real good. We just may kick some ass. He said, look, you call me on Friday, opening night. Call me around 6 o'clock LA time, 9 o'clock East Coast time, and I'll let you know how it did. I can tell you within 5% what it's going to gross for the whole week. I said, you're kidding. He goes, no, it's a science. We've done this like for 100 years. You give me a call, I'll know. As a matter of fact, within 10%, I'll tell you how it's going to do across the whole country. So you give me a call. So at 6 o'clock, it's like, I bet everything on this thing. This was like the deal. And the time was approaching, and you want to call it 5:59 in 20 seconds, but you can't do that. I can't do that. So I wanted to wait actually for 6:03, because that's 9 is a good number. So I'm there sitting, I'm waiting for, there's only phones back then. There's no cell phones and internet and buzzes and shit and text and doesn't exist, right? I call him up, and he says, Charlie, you have won the lottery of low-budget junk. The place is going to be $2 million in New York. There are people around the block. They love your fucking movie. They love that little movie popping out of the toilet. And you're kidding me. He said, you can count on it. We'll probably net 500,000 in New York. We'll play it across the country, probably 15 to 20 million. And we did. It was incredible. And I thought, oh my God, I went into that weekend, the best weekend ever. You know when you just are on a high and you know everything's awesome? Everyone was awesome back then. I love it. Awesome was like another word back then. But anyway, it was just an incredible weekend. I was designing lists of movies on I think I made most of them by now. I was movies and things and flying studios. My eyes were spinning. I couldn't wait to get into my little office. So Monday morning comes and I walk in there. I have a staff, big staff of 7. And it was this, you had to have a receptionist because when calls came in, they had to route the calls, that's how it worked. And my receptionist back then, I feel bad saying this, was the ugliest woman I've ever seen in my life. I've seen ugly women. I shot movies in Romania. I made a movie called Troll. This chick was just ridiculous. She was kind of sweet, but on top of being just really hard to look at, she had eyes that looked different ways. You didn't know which eye to look at and shit. Anyway, I walk in, and she had a nice personality. She was always kind of happy, and she looked way worse than normal. And she looked at me, and she was all tucked up, and I go, what's wrong? She says, oh my God, it's bad. It's so bad. I go, bad? We have a huge hit. Ghoulies. It's like the #1 film in New York. No. Horrible. Go to the mailroom. Go to the mailroom. What the fuck? And the mailroom's right down there. A very important room now. Back then, you only got mail, or you got like a telegram or a telex. So I'm walking to the mailroom, and I've seen out of the movie, the hallway, another chick. She was also fucking ugly too. I remember her. And she was standing there like someone just fucking shot her. And she had all this mail in front of her. And she looked at me and I go, what's wrong? She goes, oh my God, they're all like this. And she pulls one out of the pile. And it basically says, Dear Hollywood fucker, we have been trying to potty train our child for months. And your fucked up movie scared the shit right back into them. Die, blocksucker from Hollywood. And I'm looking through this fucking mail, and it's hate mail. Have you ever gotten hate mail? Every letter, people wanted you dead. And then there were letters from little kids like, me no doo-doo and shit like that. It was like horrible. It was fucking horrible. So I go to my room right away and I call my guy. I go, dude, whatever his name was, I don't remember, I didn't call dude. I said, what's going on? He goes, I know we're getting the calls. Every theater has gotten calls from pissed off parents. It's not good, people are pissed off, but we're making a ton of dough. I go, okay, well what do I do? He said, you have a choice, like 2 different doors. Door #1, you change the campaign. Ghoulie doesn't have to be popping out of the toilet. It could be peeking around bed, opening up a closet door. You can change the campaign. But then again, maybe it's because of that campaign that you're making all this dough. Maybe that's what makes people come to see it. You could be killing the golden goose. So those are your choices. You have a choice #1, go safe, change it. Or choice #2, fuck them. So that's what I chose, fuck them. Okay. And the picture, I'm sorry. And the picture played and made dough. And it's because of that movie all these pictures in the 80s. I made Eliminators and Reanimator from Beyond and Dolls and Ghoulies 1 and Ghoulies 2. And we just made movies like crazy. And then Full Moon was all because of fucking Ghoulies. They'll get you in the end. Now it's like 1,000 years later. It's like 6 years ago. I decided I'm going to go on the road and meet you guys, say hi, because I'm making so many movies and they're all the same sort of genre. And I started to do this tour, kind of what I'm doing tonight, but tonight we have a movie. And I would tell the story once in a while. There's always someone in the audience says, dude, I was one of those guys, you scared the shit out of me. I couldn't take it down forever. So I always ask this question, now that I've told the story, is there anyone in this audience who had that experience? Someone said me. Give her a hand, brave girl. Give her a hand. Most people don't admit this because it's embarrassing, right? She's a brave girl. But later on they always say, yeah, me too, I didn't want to say it, man. You fucked me up, and I love it, man. You fucked me up. So that's why we're here tonight, kind of. And I could go for 2 hours. We have so many stories. And when I do my roadshow, I will come back eventually with the roadshow. We bring guillotines, we chop heads off, we do crazy stuff. But this is about Evil Bong 3D. And just one more quick thing, and then we're going to do something that I always end the show with. And while I tell you one more short little story and introduce you to someone, I'm going to put this out there so all of you can think about it, because that's the last thing we're doing before the movie. What we're going to do, and I do this all the time, if I can find the time, is simply create a little improv skit up here with you guys, or those of you brave enough to come up here. And it doesn't take bravery, it takes either a little bit of guts and booze, okay? So if you need a little bit of booze, you go to the bar and drink something, because we'll cast something and we'll do a little deal up here, which is like a microcosm of what it is to make a movie. We'll come up with a quick idea, we'll cast 3 people, and we'll have a little fun. So the 3 people tonight we're going to be looking for, so anybody here wants to come up for these parts, please be my guest. We're going to look for a treacherous half-brother, a nasty brother who's evil. The brother who's a bad guy who's killed a lot of people but has a kind of a soft spot in his heart for a young girl. And the young girl would be our hot chick, okay? Treacherous brother, monster bad guy, hot chick. So at the end of this, in a few minutes, we're going to call you guys up. We're going to do sort of a poor man's American Idol, okay? So we'll bring up, let's say, the guys who are going to play the monster, do a quick interview. You guys will make noise. Whoever gets the loudest noise, we will cast that dude. Same thing with the half brother. Same thing with a hot chick. Anyway, so while you're thinking about that, I just want to say that, you know, I've made a lot of movies over a few years, and I worked some years ago with this wonderful actress who we brought to Italy for a film called Meridian. I'm not sure if anyone here has seen Meridian.
Yeah.
And Charlie Spradlin, and then Charlie was also in Puppet Master 2. She was awesome in Puppet Master 2 and Bad Channel. She happens to be now living in Dallas. So Charlie Spradlin, why don't you come up for one moment? Give her a hand. She's here tonight.
Woo!
And she's a very successful business now. So it's nice she's coming down and reliving her past. Let's pan this light over here so she doesn't break her. Right over here. Hello, Charlie. All right, give her a hand. This is Charlie Spradlin. And so what have you done for the last few years?
I'm running a magazine in California, Pasadena Magazine.
So you're in Dallas doing a magazine called Pasadena Magazine.
Absolutely. I live in Dallas, but I run Pasadena Magazine. I go back and forth.
That's cool. That's cool. So any like little quick story, anything you want to share about making Puppet Master 2, which is very cool, or Meridian, Kiss of the Beast in Italy? Any story?
Well, I don't know that everyone knows this, but Charlie owns the castle that we shot Meridian in. Sorry, Charlie.
Maybe not true.
It's a fantastic castle, and it has dungeons underneath. So there's lots of ghosts and lots of... yeah, it's true, right? And
The ghosts are...
It's true, and we stayed at the castle, and you had fantastic artwork all over the walls, and Sharon and I had a fantastic time there. I think for Puppet Master 2, the one thing that I remember is the actual death scene, which was just horrific.
There's one of the best shots ever. I'm a big fan of stop motion animation. I hate all the CGI stuff, not a big CGI guy. I love live creatures on the set, because when actors, I don't care how much money the budget is or has, actors start fighting that green screen, you just know it's all crap. But we have these little fucking creatures on the set, and there's a great shot of Charlie being slashed at by Blade. That's how she gets killed. I mean, it's a great shot, and this wonderful stop-motion animator, David Allen, who's no longer with us, he animated Blade, and it's, I think, the best moment of Blade in any of the Puppet Master films.
Absolutely, but I think that you were solely responsible for my entire acting career through the 80s. I do believe that.
The 80s? This was the 90s.
No, it was the 80s.
No.
Puppet Master.
No, it was 1990. Don't.
Okay,
I mean,
90.
it's bad enough we're not 27 anymore. What the fuck?
I think that you're solely responsible. I mean, I think you were one of my first fans in the industry, and you gave me a lot of breaks in the industry. So for that, I thank you.
Well, that's sweet. I'm going to tell just one more quick story, and then we'll get on with our thing and Evil Bong. All right. So now I'm either directing or producing and directing these movies. And in the case of Meridian, which is really a great film, those of you who haven't seen it, it's one of my more favorite full moon films. It's sort of the Beauty and the Beast tale. We shot it at this castle. And it's terrific. There's so many stories. Every movie has stories. I could be here like 100 hours talking about it. However, I just have to say that I worked with Sherilyn Fenn on this movie. And those of you who know who she is, she did Twin Peaks and Two Moon Junction. And she was very hot at the time. Charlie was more unknown. But you were Twin Peaks?
I was in Twin Peaks with Sherilyn.
I didn't know that. Shockaroo. Well, you learn something every decade. So, but what was really interesting, you guys should know this, maybe I've never said this in front of Charlie. Now, here I am in Italy, in this amazing place with this predominantly Italian crew, this extremely horny Italian crew, okay? We brought over a few of our American guys and the monster guys and my DP, but otherwise we're all Italian guys. And Sherilyn Fenn, well-known, had already made some big movies, and Charlie, less well-known, they all wanted her, okay? I mean, Sherilyn was really pretty and sort of elusive and stuff, but they all wanted to bang you, okay? Just to kind of get it how it is. So on that note, give her a hand, okay? Thank you. I gotta get you guys in the mood for you, so I gotta say these things. All right, so very, very briefly, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna call some people, we're gonna do this thing on the stage, then we're gonna watch the movie. I want to make one more note, just one more thing, because you guys, I love Dallas. You know, I don't say this in every city. It's not like I don't like other cities. Tempe kind of sucks. but I do love Dallas, and we're always having a good time here. Yeah. So what I'm going to do tonight is, in between shows or after this show of Evil Bong, if any of you guys want to buy one of the many cool box sets, even the new Dead Man box set that has the new Ginger Dead Man, which won't come out for 4 months, but it's in there, or Puppet Master, they're already really marked down. As long as you see say the magic word, we'll get you another one free, okay? And the magic word is Gary Busey. Okay? And if I had more time, I'd tell you so many nasty Gary Busey stories, but that's, you know, and he's gotten even crazier. It's unbelievable. I worked with him for one day in a movie called The Ginger Dead Man, about a pissed off cookie. You know, baked goods gone bad. And in that one day, I've got 20 amazing Gary Busey stories. It never ends. Okay, so very, very briefly, here we go. Anybody here who wants to be cast as the monster or the bad guy who's going to be sent to the electric chair, please come up. Give them a hand. I see someone standing. Let's widen out this light. Come on, guys, have some fun. This is all fun. We'll talk about it forever. Come on, dude. Yes, I see one person. More people. Can't be just, oh, this dude already looks awesome. Yeah, and over here. Come on, guys. Dudes. I know we have hot chicks coming up. One dude. You guys. It's like 150 people here. All right. Hey, I'm happy. One dude. Another dude? No? That's it?
Can we audition for more than one? If we don't,
you can audition for the treacherous half-brother. And not you, sir, but you can audition for the hot chick. Some of you hot chicks out here. All right, so this is your cast, dude. But just briefly. Oh, wait, is this another dude?
The brother.
The brother. Oh, this is the treacherous half-brother?
Treacherous brother.
You're not ready for you yet, sir. Just sit there. Okay. So, what's your name, very briefly?
Pedro Mendez.
And Pedro, what do you do in like real life to make dough?
Well, I'm a student at Northlake at the moment, but I'm an artist, and also I'm a master of creating costumes. And if I may say something, if I met you last time, I was dressed as the Capitron.
Wow, you are a bizarre dude. Awesome. Good for you. No, you had an amazing Capitron. Well, good for you. And you think you're qualified to play a real nasty bad guy?
Yeah, I'm a nice guy, and I believe the old saying in films, often the nice guy makes the best bad guy.
Well, who wrote that?
Okay, not exactly, but you ever notice that whenever you see an actor play a killer, he's always the nicest guy?
Okay, I'm not sure. Stand over there. Okay, but thank you for coming up. All right, next part. The treacherous half-brother of this dude. Treacherous, evil. We'll figure out why in a moment. This dude, give him a hand. This is crazy. Come on, guys. Oh, thank God. Give this dude a hand. I mean, look. You guys have not been drinking enough. Here's the third dude. Or maybe you're all just too high. Maybe it's too much weed and everyone wants to not get up here. All right. Stand in a row, you know, like a lineup. You know what a lineup is. Okay. Here we go. Excellent. Stand next to this dude. There's another guy. Wonderful. Come on, sir. All right. Why not is right. Okay. Very good. At least we got 4 people. And by the way, this bit means nothing unless a few girls come up, okay? It would become so gay. All right. If there aren't hot chicks. So I'm hoping and praying. And no guys can come up as hot chicks. That's happened before and that's wrong. Okay, here we go. Now, remember, listen, assess, because you're going to make noise and you're going to cast some of these guys. What is your name, sir?
I'm Jim.
Ivan, what are you doing? What do you do?
I'm an educator and also a manager at Cowboy Stadium.
Whoa, that's right, we're in Texas. I thought I was in Hollywood. Okay, that's cool, that's cool. And you think you can play the treacherous half-brother?
Maybe, sure.
Okay, maybe sure. All right, that's cool. Your name, ooh, dude, what's your name?
Todd Hollers,
Todd, what do you do?
insurance adjuster.
This could be the treacherous half-brother for sure. Very good, good qualifications. And I know you, this guy's awesome. You want to hear how awesome this dude is? We just met, but I don't know, this has never happened. He sent Full Moon a gift of an Xbox, right? Just like that, we get an Xbox. And he just wanted us to have it. Very awesome, very, very cool. What's your name?
Abel.
And what do you do, Abel?
I work at GameStop.
Excellent, okay. And your name, sir?
Gerald.
Gerald, what do you do?
I'm a computer architect.
All right. God, it's a very educated, lofty crowd here. What do you send for you? No, you guys are awesome. All right, that sounds good. And, well, you're cast. Okay, so I'm going to say their name again. You guys make noise, okay? Once again, your name, sir.
I'm Jay.
Applause for Ivan. Your name, sir.
Todd Hollers.
Todd. Applause for Todd. Your name again, sir.
Abel.flores.
Applause for Abel. Your name, sir?
Gerald.
Applause for Gerald. Okay, you guys have made it. Gerald, thank you. Give them all a hand for coming up here, sir. Thank you. And thank you. You got it. No, where are you going? You stand next to you. Get over there. You guys stand over there. All right, and now here we go. Moving it along. I'm looking for all hot chicks. Annie, you can't come up for all. You're very hot, but not for you. Hot chicks, okay? We play the girlfriend, the secret sort of girlfriend of the bad guy, all right? Please come up. Oh, I see someone standing. Thank God. Come on, come on, come on. Give them applause. Hot chicks, 3, 4, 5. Hot chicks. Hot chicks. I see a hot chick. Another hot chick. Dude, this is ridiculous. We're in Dallas. You gotta come up over here. No, young lady, you're not 18, right? You're gonna be a super hot chick, but not now. I'm sorry. Give her a hand. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. As a matter of fact, is that your brother? That
No,
your brother?
that's my friend. He's my best friend.
That's your friend, best friend? Okay, there's a certain point you gotta cover his eyes, I'm sure. All right, where's the young lady? I saw the lady, I saw her. Where'd she go?
Next to you? To your right.
To my right?
Behind you.
Oh my God, stand over here. That was crazy. Okay, now, seriously, there's gotta be someone else here, one other girl. One other girl. This is fun. You'll talk about it forever. Then you'll talk about it if you don't do it. You'll be all like bummed out. I should have gone out there, man. Last chance. There's so many hot. Yes, all right. Give her a hand. Thank the heavens. All right. And be careful coming up here, all right? Oh my God, 2 hot chicks. You got to stand next to each other. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Again, because we were pressed for time, I'm going to make this very short and sweet. Hot chick number 1. What is your name?
Stacy,
And Stacy, what do you do, like, in real life?
in real life or fake life?
Whoa.
Either one. Just what do you do? What do you do? You're a school teacher, a librarian, what do you do?
I work at Starbucks.
Okay, that's cool. Hey, Starbucks is good. And what do you do in real life?
I'm an event producer.
An event producer. Okay, very cool. And any events that we would know of or be aware of?
If I can do a plug tonight after the show, I got an event, Experiment Rhino. If you drop my name at the door, you get it free.
Oh, we know promoters, man. Never ends. Okay, now here's the critical question, guys and gals. Listen and assess, okay? Don't